Here we're going to talk about interpreting graphs of functions. So if you are given a graph like this, it says a ball is thrown, at how many seconds did the maximum height occur? It's important to first look at that graph and understand what it's showing you. Pick out those key points, like your intercepts, the vertex, the peak of the curve, and get an understanding of what those points are saying. Now it's important when you read the points that you read them with the labels. The x-coordinate is time in seconds, that's what we're showing in blue. The y-coordinate is the height in feet. So that first point is saying at 0 seconds, the height is 5 feet. So when you're first starting at second 0, you're 5 feet off the ground. At 2 seconds, the height is 75 feet. And then at 4.5 seconds, the height is back down to 0, back on the ground. So when it asks at how many seconds did the maximum height occur, you need to think, which of those points am I looking at? You also need to think, which of the numbers am I looking at? The x-coordinate or the y-coordinate? If it's asking me how many seconds, I need to make sure that I say 2. Because it says 2 seconds. 2 is my x-coordinate. If it's asking me what is the maximum height, I need to say 75, because 75 feet is my height. If it says how many seconds did it take for the ball to land, again, think about those key points on your graph. Which of those points are we looking at? This point here is showing us that at 4.5 seconds, it is 0 feet off the ground. So it's back on the ground, it has landed. At what height was the ball thrown from? This point right here is saying at 0 seconds, we're 5 feet off the ground. So 5 feet off the ground is where the ball was at the very beginning. So again, make sure you read the points with the labels and that you're looking at what question they are asking. Are they asking for the x-coordinate or the y-coordinate? Sometimes you're going to be given a function that is not graphed yet. Remember, when you're taking the state test, you can use the graphing calculator. So we're going to graph this function to see what it looks like. It's saying that this manager uses this function to calculate the profit. The profit is f of x as a function of price. The price is x. So on my scrap paper, I would write down the equation and I would write down what x and y represent. I would actually draw myself my graph and I would label the x-axis with price and I would label the y-axis with profit. Then I would graph it to see what it looks like. If you graph this on the graphing calculator, you might not see it at first, so you need to zoom in and out using these buttons over here on the right that I'm showing you. And you might need to click on the graph and slide it from left to right or up or down. You need to recognize that you are only looking at the part of the graph that makes sense. So for instance, if the price is the x-axis, we only care about the price when it's positive. We don't care about that left part of the graph, any negative numbers when on the x-axis. Profit, do we care about the profit when it's negative? Maybe. Let's look at the bottom part where the y, the profit, is negative. But definitely the price can't be negative. So we just are going to zoom in on a certain portion of the graph. So when you graph it, this is what you'll see. Now, I am going to label. What I would do is I would sketch this on my paper where I've labeled my x-axis as the price and my y-axis as the profit. Now I can look at these points and read them and understand what they're saying. So 0, negative 106. This is saying at 0 price, my profit is negative $106. So when my price is 0, I have a loss of $106. 20 is saying when the price is $2, now my profit is 0. So I'm finally breaking even. I have to be charged at least $2 to make 0 profit. Anything above $2, it looks like my profit is going up. The point at the top here is saying at $27.50, if my price is $27.50, my profit is $650.25. So that's my highest profit. And then the 53.0 is saying when my price is $53, my profit is back down to 0. And then any price bigger than that, I have a loss again. So what is the minimum price to avoid a loss? Which point am I looking at? It would be this one right here. When I charge $2, I have 0 profit. Anything less than $2 is a loss. So the minimum price is $2. What is the maximum price to avoid a loss? $53, right here. Once I charge more than $53, I go back down here into loss. So at $53, I'm breaking even. Anything more than that, I'm going to have a loss. And then what is the greatest price? At what price is the greatest profit? So that's this point right here. This is saying $27.50. I have a profit of $650.25. So $650.25 is my profit. Is that what it's asking? No, it's not asking for my profit. Even though I see the word profit here, I know that's the point I'm looking at. It's asking at what price is the profit. Remember, price is our x coordinate. So you are giving the x coordinate of $27.50. Very common mistake on the state test. You might graph it, you might be zeroing in on the right point. You want to make sure you are giving the x coordinate or the y coordinate based on what they're asking for.